It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug for what is going to be our Extended Play Lounge episode number 68. This is going to be an exciting time in the lounge today, y'all. We're going back to music from the band Genesis, and I'm happy that you are here, and I'm happy for your participation. I guess I should not be surprised anymore that whenever I put in Genesis in a poll on Patreon, they always win. So we're listening to Genesis today. And they beat out some pretty heady competition, y'all. They were up against ELP, Rush, Yes, and Jethro Tull. And Genesis won by 6 percentage points with the album Wind and Wuthering. I've got my copy out back here. I'm not listening to audio off of that LP. I'm going to listen to just the regular studio recording that we have available to us, and I'm really looking forward to it. This is Genesis' 8th studio album. They released it in late 1976, and this one is notable because it's the last album with Steve Hackett in the band, and I'm familiar, friends, with some music here. I'm familiar with some music on both sides of this album, and I'll tell you more about those experiences as we go through. But this is going to be my very first time listening to the entire album in one sitting. So I'm happy and expecting a great experience. So let's get started, shall we? No time like the present. Phil Collins is on vocals and drums. Steve Hackett is on the guitars. Mike Rutherford is on bass pedals, some guitars, and some backing vocals. And Tony Banks is on a whole bunch of keyboards. And I'm excited to listen to it here. I've got this set, so it's going to go pretty much the entire side at a time. It's similar to what I've done recently. I've got in all of side 1 set up and all of side 2 set up to go to mimic the experience of having it on the turntable. So side 1 is going to start off with a song that I don't know. It's called The 11th Earl of Mar, and it's written by Banks, Hackett, and Rutherford. Mike wrote the lyrics for this one. And as I read in, the 11th Earl of Mar refers to an actual historical figure, a guy named John Erskine, who was a Scottish supporter of the Jacobite rebellion back in the 1700s against the British Crown. Real famous uprising and clash there in the British Isles. And apparently John Erskine was a rather incompetent leader, an incompetent general. And here we get some of the story of how he squandered his strategic advantage near Perth, which is in Scotland. So I'm curious to see what this one sounds like, and it's going to start us off here. So let's get going with side 1 of Wind and Wuthering from Genesis. Off we go. Woo! Sounds like bass pedals down there, doesn't it, already? To the 4. No. That's the 4. Tony's trying to get me here. It's an E-flat chord. Chromatic 3rd. Already enjoying it. And where the hell did they go now? A couple of chromatic 3rds. With a layer of gold. Spirits were high and the reading had stopped. The lighting was low. The boy that wasn't old said very far. Daddy, oh daddy, you promised. Out on the road in the direction of Perth. Yeah, so we're talking about Perth, right? Found a city half open and ready to greet those conquering heroes with pistols on their feet. step. What was that voice that was in there? Daddy, you promised, you promised. But there's a voice in this ear saying somehow you got them all this far. See the steward all dressed up. That's the trying to remember his name. Bonnie Prince. Charles Stewart, right? I'm listening to the bass more than anything. It still sounds fat like bass pedals, but that's an active part for your feet. No clue musically where they are now. Hopefully I'll catch it back again. Wow. We couldn't get them down that road. Daddy, I'm waiting. Who's Daddy? I love when major chords turn minor. It gives it a little bit of melancholy without having to go anywhere harmonically. Man, their voicings are just so darn good. It makes the music just come alive. All of these sounds have their own space to be, you know, and to live.
To go to bed now never seems too keen to be a guest now in a house of dreams.
Boy, talk about prog. All of these chords are shifted. I hear a lot of chromatic thirds, pivoting on one note in the chord and moving a third away that's chromatic to where you were.
From a hillside, beckoning the trees, a sailboat's on
Perhaps, and then a third away.
I'm fighting gravity falling. My daddy won't let them get me.
Maybe that's who Daddy
Our
is.
voice screams seems to be calling.
An actual father figure, an actual.
Switches are burning.
So is it a dad telling the story to a kid? Or is it like metaphorical for Erskine and the Jacobites? With Daddy being the crown? Don't know.
Got to go. See the 15 going by.
See the 15 going by. Tell the lairds and the lords they're running backwards to them. Once again, you stand alone. The lyrics read like a history lesson. Pretty.
Bury your memories, bury your friends.
Bury your memories, bury your friends, leave it for a year or two till the stories go hazy and the legends come true. Great line.
You promised,
Got my half step. Love Steve's guitar playing. Back up to where it went. Where it was, rather. Is that it? It's an interesting way to end a song. And now one for the Vine. This one I've heard. It's a Tony Banks tune. I remember really liking this one. I reacted to it with sheet music.
1,000 men were sent to do the will of one.
Almost
His claim
follows
was
like the second
quite
movement
simply, though he
after that
never
first song.
voiced it loud.
Fits so well.
I am he, the chosen one. In his name they could slaughter, for his name they could die. For many there were believed in him, still more were sure he lied. But they'll fight the battle on. Then one whose faith
It's been a long time since I've heard this, y'all. I heard it back in episode 174. It's been a few years.
the top was made, a misplaced footfall.
So I'm really happy to return to it today.
Off of the mountain, onto a wilderness of ice.
That's cool.
This
Nice arrival. The relative minor.
made him stand and shake with fear. But nothing was as fright compared with those who saw him appear. Terror filled their minds with awe. Simple were the folk who lived.
It's amazing. I wish I had the sheet music.
Frozen way. So not surprising was their thought. This is he, God's chosen one, who's come to save us from all our oppressors.
Okay.
We shall be kings.
That's right. He's a messianic figure. Simple were the folk who lived upon this frozen wave, so not surprising was their thought that this is he, God's chosen one.
Give you warning until I find a way back home.
There's too much music for me to keep talking. I just need to shut up. Follow me.
I give you strength inside you, courage to your battles. No, this can't go on. This will be love.
I think those are tritones. The way those chords are moving.
For a while.
Then it resolves into. I was thinking. G major.
He walked into a valley all alone. There he talked with water and then with the vine.
That's the 5, 1, 5. I think that's a C7, 2F, Except that's a nice little move over the C chord. Always giving us color. And it resolves on F. I don't remember much of this, y'all. Got the percussion gang with us now. I think it moved by a third again. That's what I hear, is the roots moving by third. And the two chords aren't the same key. I remember shards of this, y'all, and I'm really enjoying hearing it again. They're losing a beat here or there, so it's an asymmetrical metrical structure. I like the spacey synths behind there. It's really cool.
They leave me no choice. I must lead them to glory.
I must lead them to glory or most likely to death. That's funny. It's not funny, but it's either one or the other. Nice transition. I thought they were going to go somewhere else. But back to this original motive.
They traveled across the plateau of ice up to its edge. Then they crossed a mountain range and saw the final plain.
You've heard this music?
Urged the people on.
Yeah.
Then on the distant snow, he observed one without hope flee back up the mountainside. He thought he recognized him by his walk and by the way he fell, and by the way he stood up and vanished into air.
Well, they get back to F on that too. That's really cool. There's that tritone again. Resolved to B flat. From F, so we went to F's 4 chord. Now we're doing 4/1 from there. It's like a happy outro. You know? Like the story has a happy ending. stretching that out, aren't they? What key are you gonna land in, Tony? Boy, that's an interesting piece. You know, the hard thing about that, and I think I remember a little bit more now, I think musically, I'm going to, hang on, I got to stop. Okay. Make sure, I want to talk a little bit, so I'm going to wait until we go to the next song. I'm remembering back, I think that I listened to this one when we still lived in our original place, our previous residence. Back when I was just recording these on an iPhone. And there towards the end, as I was trying to figure out some of the stuff that actually was recurring, that they were reusing, it dawned on me, there's not a lot of form in that piece. It kind of just goes and goes and goes, and there's a new piece of music and a new piece of music, and it just keeps going without having like an A section and a B section and then back to A and so on and all of that. I'm trying to figure out how he ended it, and he ended it in a way that I was not expecting. It's like we finish not where we start, and I guess that's good. My notes here, the lyrics describe a man who is declared to be a Christ-like figure among his people, and he's forced to lead his people into battle. The people see him as sort of a messianic prophet, and in the end he becomes the prophet that he never believed himself to be. That makes more sense to me, the last chorus. Then on a distant slope he observed one without hope. Flee back up the mountainside, he thought. He recognized him by his walk, and by the way he fell, and by the way he stood up and vanished into air. So did he have an ascension moment, and was he actually the messianic figure that they thought he was? I'll have to come back to that one again, y'all. It really intrigues me, this song. One for the Vine. I don't think it's one of my absolute favorites from Genesis, but boy, that's a lovely prog rock tune, isn't it? Let's keep going. We got more of side one to hear. The next song that is up is Your Own Special Way, and it is by Mike Rutherford. So let's take a look at this one. I don't think I've heard this one before, so I'm looking forward to it. Off we go.
Far enough, you will reach. A place
I think it is actually law. That's A minor, C and A minor.
We'll see our shadow high in the sky, dying away.
Steps going down on the bass.
I've sailed the world for 7 years. And left all I love behind in tears.
It's lovely to hear Phil's voice as a younger person. That's a cool move.
Wherever you are, I've been all alone, long enough. You have your special way of holding my hand, keep it way from the water, don't ever let go. No, no, no. special
Love this.
way of turning the world so it's facing the way that I'm going. Don't ever stop.
You have your own special way of turning the world so it's facing the way that I'm going. Don't ever stop.
Seeing the wind, not you or I. When the ship moves, she's passing by. Between you and me, I really don't think she knows where she's going at all.
One
You
seed.
have your own special way of carrying me twice round the world, never closer to home than the day I started.
They sound like 12th string guitars. They're just so full of color.
Hold on to my hand, keep it way above the water, don't ever let go. No, no, no.
When in doubt, just move by half step and you're in a whole different key. Because I think they went to E flat. And that's a 5, 6 to the 5. Suspended 4 da dum bum 1 ray 5 of 5. Okay, where are you going? Back where we came from.
Walk me into dreams, night after night. No. The man in the moon's a blinding light. Oh, won't you come out,
I love that move.
whoever you are?
5, 6 to 5.
You follow me quite long, you know.
To the 4.
You have your own special way of holding my hand. Don't ever let go. You have your own special way of turning the world so it's facing the way that I'm going.
Awesome lyric. Don't ever leave me.
Don't ever leave me.
That one's a gift. I loved that one. One more on side 1, and it's an instrumental called Watt Gorilla. W-O-T, Gorilla, and it's by Tony and Phil. And Phil says this is one of his favorites from this album because it brings in some fusion, some jazz fusion sounds. So I'm curious to see what this one's like. Sound like multiple of Wind Chimes. Down the whole style. That was cool. That was cool. Just extending that resolution. They've got us on the ropes and they're just, we want that musical resolution and they just delay it a bit. Like a cat and mouse game. Okay. Up a half step. Quarter one, quarter left. Those are bass pedals down there, laying the sound, the foundation. It's a nice rifle. Then the chorus of wind chimes, like the beginning. And I think that's going to be how side one finishes up. It's a long fade out. Okay. Side one. In the books. I got to go back through these songs real quick. Y'all, the 11th Earl of Mar. Really cool. With all of that history in there from Mike's lyrics. One for the Vine. I think I'm going to I need to hear that for a third time on the Vine. To really understand it. It's a tour de force. It really is. And then Your Own Special Way just floored me, friends. How beautiful of a little song is that? From Mike there, mostly acoustic. And then this spunky little instrumental to finish out the side with Watt Gorilla. Fun! So, let's turn it over, shall we? Let's go to side two. I'm ready to go. And side two starts with a song called All in a Mouse's Night. And this is one of Tony's tunes. And I don't know this one. At least I don't think I know this. Because when I read that Tony apparently wrote this around the Tom and Jerry cartoon. And I don't ever remember reading anything about that in my studies here of Genesis. So I am happy to listen to this one. I can't wait because I love Tom and Jerry. I love me some Tom and Jerry, y'all. One of my favorite cartoons. And Tony is one of my favorite keyboardists and composers. So let's see what they've got here. Let's start off side two of Wind and Wuthering with All in a Mouse's Night. Off we go. Hey, this is going to be epic. Already sounds like Tony, doesn't it? He goes to D flat, pretty sure.
I can't see you, but I know you're there. Got to get beside you, 'cause it's really cold out here. Come up close.
of this hole. He's actually writing about Tom and Jerry.
Walking along this new shag pile.
He's got shag pile carpet.
Nearly the door. Suddenly he bumps into wood. The door is closed. The voice from the bed. He'll be exposed. Which way to run was made for the hole. The light's been turned on. He's blind as a morning cold.
This is so damn witty.
Now I can see they're coming at me. They blocked up my door. I haven't a chance in hell. Come on, baby, let the poor thing go. I am not sleeping with that thing around here, no. All right then, I'll fetch a box from below.
Come on, Tom, you gotta let him go.
Him carefully, they're very quick, you know.
I love Phil's triplets and his kick drums. He's so rhythmic with his feet. It's always right where it needs to be.
But sorry than late. I'm out on my stairs. They won't catch me now. I've been running the house now. I'll make it downstairs and into the red bin. That would be nice. Suddenly he bumps into fur that's very
Hey.
wise. A cat is much quicker than man in their eyes. The chase that ensues gonna
Gotta
only
chase.
one end, unless outside help steps in for our friend in need.
For the 6.
But now the cat
Flat
is in for the
6.
kill. His paw is raised when blood will spill. Yes, it will.
Woo! Soon blood will spill.
Hard luck, mouse. This is the end of your road. Signpost
All right.
is beside me.
All right, Jerry.
Your heavy load.
The bell tolls for thee,
It's
Jerry.
got to be that final pounce. Knocks a jump on his head and lays him out.
There's Tom snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
But it's all in a mouse's night.
Parallel major chords.
Take on
Up a half step. Whoa.
would find. There I was with my back to the wall. Then comes this monster mouse, he's 10 feet tall, with teeth and claws to match. It only took one blow.
With one blow. They should call this Jerry's Revenge. I love those bass pedals. It just makes it sound so big down there. Like it couldn't be anything else, you know? Fully diminished to a new arrival. That's a 5/7. FAC. I haven't heard this one before, y'all. And I finding inspiration from a cartoon. I miss cartoons. It was a simpler time. Watch some cartoons. Okay, next up is Blood on the Rooftops. I've heard this one before. Back in December, as part of our fan favorites. But I heard a live recording, so I haven't heard this studio one yet. This lovely acoustic guitar opening. It's a song we haven't heard yet on the entire album, just a solo acoustic guitar in kind of a classical style. Chance to talk to the guy that's playing this. It's still just like, wake me up, y'all. It's so cool to have this community and access to these musicians occasionally.
English film, the Wednesday play. We always watch the Queen on Christmas Day. Won't you stay?
Love the stereo nature of this.
See shipwrecked sailors, you're still dry. The outlook's fine, the whales might have some rain. Saved again.
It's an exposition on the on watching the telly, right? Watching the news. It's new every day, but it seems to be the same over and over again. You know, the repetitiveness of the types of stories that you hear. Rain in the West.
Let's skip the news, boy. I'll make some tea. The Arabs and the Jews, boy.
E then minor 5 with major 4 to 3.
They get me confused, boy. Puts me off to sleep. And the thing I hate, oh Lord, is staying up late to watch some debate on some nation's
Oboe?
Hypnotized by Batman Tarzan, still surprised. You've won the West in time to be our guest. Name your prize.
I think that's a Mellotron.
Drop of wine, glass of beer, dear. What's the
Progression.
time? The grime on the time is mine, all mine, all mine. 9:05.
Same chord turns minor 7.
Blood on the rooftops, Venice in the spring. Streets of San Francisco,
Down to
word from Peking.
G.
The trouble was started by a young Earl of Mar. Better in my day. Oh Lord, oh when we got home, we'd have a world war. Happy but poor, so let's get the
it at some
news,
point.
boy. I'll go make that tea. Blood on the rooftops, too much for me.
Yeah, I'll go make tea. Blood on the Rooftops is too much to me. think that's a synthesizer, but it sounds like they were trying to do an oboe sound. That's what it sounded like to me. Up next, an instrumental, Unquiet Slumbers for Sleepers. This is something I've also heard in the same fan favorites. That was an interesting one last December. So I'm happy to hear this again. Almost sounds like a theremin. String guitars again, I think. Again, the voicings are unlike any other band you get. They really understand line, and they have that natural harmonic gift as well. Remember that the title here, Unquiet Slumbers for Sleepers, and In That Quiet Earth, is from the final sentence of Wuthering Heights. And we get Wuthering for, part of the title of the album. So the major third. Sounds like an orchestra tremolo. It shimmers. The sound shimmers. I think, yeah, that's where I clipped the two together. There was a break there, and I wanted to stitch these together. In That Quiet Earth. Up a step from where they were. It's an A chord to a B chord to an F chord. Those don't belong in the same key. They make it work. The synthesizer work is astounding. Textures are just so impressive. So the B, A to B. Oh, there's the F. Pretty sure. Back to A. So it's a triple compound meter. It's in 3. it's in 3, so it's a triple meter, but the subdivisions are also divisions of 3 as well. This has a triumphant nature to it that I don't typically ascribe to Wuthering Heights, at least what I remember of it. But it's fun. This kind of is like Tony's Playground, isn't it? I think I've heard that lick and some live stuff from them. Almost like a transition between 2 other songs that they just stuck in. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've heard something similar. We've got one after this, y'all. It's called Afterglow, and it's a song by Tony.
Like the dust that settles all around me,
Minor 4.
I must
G.
find a new home.
Over the 4 chord. From that next back up.
That used to give me shelter are all that's
Same note.
to me now. But I would search everywhere just to hear your call. Walk upon stranger roads.
The drums sound interesting. Almost metallic.
I used to know before I miss you more.
Back to the original piece.
Reflecting off my pillow, bringing the warmth of new life.
So we got a pretty straightforward love song here, as far as I can tell, y'all. And from what I read, it was a pretty quick song compositionally for Tony, who's known for taking a while to write his pieces. That's a move to the flat 3. That's how they changed that key.
My soul, meaning of all that I believed before, escapes me in this world of none. No thing, no one. And I would search everywhere just to hear your call and walk
my soul, for now I've lost everything.
Escapes me in this world of mine. I miss you more.
Huh. Moved up a key. For the outro. That's pretty cool. The meaning of all that I believed before escapes me in this world of none. I miss you more. And he did it in C, and then he went down to an A chord and then ripped us up into D, and we get a whole outro, a full step higher than he had been for the song, which was in C and E flat. Even though it's short and it's straightforward, it still has really interesting harmonic underpinnings. That's a solid album, y'all. A really enjoyable listen. It's one of the more fun listens to a Genesis album that I've had, if you know what I mean. Their albums can be challenging and cerebral, but also macabre and odd. Just to be odd, it just depends on how you catch them. But this seemed really unified in its work. We get some. I'm trying to think here. A lot of music by Tony, I think. And then we get some great music from Steve in through this. Man, that second side, starting off with the fun one from All in a Mouse's Night, the Tom and Jerry one, going through the instrumentals and then ending with Afterglow. That's a strong side of music, y'all. And I enjoyed the first side too. I get it, friends. I get why this one came out on top. And trust me, the other four that were on that in the poll, there's going to be no way that we leave them in the dust, right? We'll get to them, so they'll have their day. If you were worried about which one to vote for, don't worry. Just give me time. I'll get to them. But I always enjoy kind of doing these EPLs on the energy that y'all have given it in a poll. Okay, there's a groundswell. A lot of people, or more people, want to hear this one, and a lot of people that said, "I'm going to vote for another one, but I'd be okay with any of these." I understand that as well. That's kind of how this poll came about. We're doing all of the metal in fan favorites this month, which I'm also excited about. But I want while we're doing all that metal over there, let's take care of a classic prog album. Here's some 5 biggies. Just let me know which one you want to listen to. They're all gonna happen at some point, and I'm happy about this. Wind and Wuthering. I guess the question now is to determine which Genesis album to get to next. I do think that I need to get back to A Trick of the Tail, the one previous to this, right? And I think after this and then there were 3, then Duke, if I'm not mistaken. I've listened to the Duke Suite. I don't think I've heard a lot of And Then There Were 3. I think I've heard some, maybe half, kind of like this one, of A Trick of the Tail. And I do have, I'm looking at the list of albums here. I've got their early works, I think, to get to as well. From Genesis to Revelation, I don't think I've heard anything off of that. And Trespass, maybe like 1, I think. But I don't know much about that music in those first 2 albums either. So when the time comes, maybe we'll do a poll. And y'all will fight it out, and I will be happy to listen to whatever comes out on top. Just like we did today. Try again, Doug. Wind and Wuthering. It's back there, and it's kind of a muted cover for all of the for all the color that we get in this album. I think I've smoked too much of this, y'all. I need to go and take a break. Oh, this was fun. Thanks, y'all, for hanging out with me. I love doing these EPL 68. It's hard to believe that this has been episode 68, but we keep just rolling these out. They're like child's play now. I love listening to a full album and getting kind of a year's worth or more of what a band is thinking on and what sounds that they are up to in that particular point of their career. It's always wonderful. So thanks for your participation. Thanks for your support. Thanks for being a patron and for being here among the community. This has been fun. Wind and Wuthering by Genesis, Extended Play Lounge, episode number 68. Thanks, y'all. We'll see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.